Hi everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Deepa and today I'm going to show you the PMD-USB. So what I'm going to do now is show you what's inside the package when it arrives. So let's have a look. So first thing we can see right on top is the PMD-USB, obviously. Here's the OLED screen. I don't know if you can see it through the reflection. We can see that there's a bag with standoffs and screws. Those are the same as the ones used in the KTH USB. We can see that there are 5 cables. 3 of them are PCI Express cables and 2 are 8-pin EPS. I'm gonna show you how to use them later. This is Type C to Type A cable that's used to connect the PMD-USB to your computer through serial connection. And we can see that there are these 2 acrylic pieces that have a film on them, and we're gonna have a look at them later. So let's put the box aside for a moment. And let's find a cutter to open the bag. So here we have a cutter, and now we are gonna have a look at this PMD. You actually don't have to cut it very deep because the plastic film is not too tough to open. And we can see the PMD-USB. We have the 3 PCI Express connectors and 8-pin EPS. Those are used as inputs and those are outputs. Those are going to go to your system, so GPU in this case, and CPU. So the ElmorLabs PMD lets you measure the voltage and current and all the power reading flowing through your CPU and GPU power cables. There's an OLED screen attached, this one that I showed you before. Yeah, you can also open it like that, but I do not like it because it's a bit tough. Here it is. It has a film on it that we're gonna have to remove later. And it's placed right here. Okay. Obviously, there's gonna be a standoff. And it shows you also the detailed values for each connector. So we're gonna be able to see the power reading on these connectors for your GPU, these 2, and obviously the EPS1 reading, for example, and EPS2 reading. So how much you are using on each connector. The PCI Express 1, so this one, EPS1 and EPS2 can handle up to 30 amperes of current, and PCIe2 connectors, these 2 that are tied together, can handle up to 50 amps. So there's a total current capability of 1680 watts at 12 volt. Peak readings go up to 60 amperes and it's possible on each channel. And by connecting it through USB, you can have a look at the charts and reading in real time on your computer, basically. So what we're gonna do now is assemble the case, and we're gonna connect it later to a PC to show you how it works. And so let's start off by removing this plastic film off of the OLED screen. just do not forget to remove it. So I'm gonna do it right now. We're gonna do the same for the acrylic case as we did the last time with the KTH USB. So I'm gonna use my nails to peel it off. Okay, now that we have all the necessary screws on the table and we remove the plastic film off of the OLED screen and the acrylic case, we can now proceed to take our screwdriver and start assembling the case. So we're not gonna use it right now because we'll have to use these two standoffs right here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, should be focused. Either way, we're gonna take the short standoff with the let's call it screw because I do not remember the case, the proper term, and this standoff is gonna go at the bottom of the PMD, and we're gonna take the long standoff and screw it right on top. So now that we have all the standoffs in place, we can finally put the last standoff. That's the OLED screen standoff. This is a nylon screw and nylon standoff for the OLED screen that's gonna be placed right here. So what I'm gonna do now is the same as the other standoffs I screwed in previously. I'm gonna do it like this. You will have to be a bit more careful because it's obviously nylon, so it's kind of like plastic, and the screw is not really sturdy, let's say it like that. So now that it is in place, we can finally proceed to screw in the acrylic case. I like to start at the bottom of the PMD, so I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna take my old trustworthy screwdriver and start screwing in the screws in a cross pattern. So I'm gonna do this screw and then this one. Now that we have everything assembled, we can take this OLED screen and finally put it onto our PMD USB. Okay, it's gonna look like this, and last part is gonna be to take this rubber feet and try to put them right at the corners. That's how I like to do it. Okay, that wasn't perfect. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna look perfect, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's the worst one. Either way, we now have the rubber fits at the bottom. We can get rid of this. It's gonna stay in place. We have no need for this right now. And now that we have our PMD assembled, we can finally have a look at the cables and how to connect them. Okay, welcome back everyone. We are now looking at my computer. It is not really the best looking computer ever, but it gets the job done. And what we're going to do now is actually play with the PMD a bit. So I'm gonna show you how to connect it to the computer, and then show you how to navigate through the menus by using this nice button right here. Okay, now you should be able to see it. I really have no idea. Yeah. Okay, the camera is not really happy right now. It's quite a low light situation. So these two cables are the cables that should go to the GPU when you do not have the PMD connected. Okay, it's well connected. So cables coming from the PSU as input. Now we're gonna take two connectors. Yeah. Two of the three GPU cables that come with the PMD-USB. And we're gonna connect them to our old and trustworthy 2080 Ti. Okay, let's see if I can make something not too messy. Okay, like this. Okay, not bad. It's not really great looking, but I hope it's gonna get the job done. Okay, now that we're set up, we can finally turn on the PC and see what the PMD will read. So we can see the ElmorLabs logo at boot. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you the menu system on the PMD. So what we're gonna do now is long press the button for a couple seconds and we're gonna see these menus. So the timeout menu is set to set the cycling through inputs. So you can select if you actually want the PMD to automatically cycle between the inputs, or you want the OLED screen turned off, or you want no cycling. So we're gonna set it right now. It says done, and basically now that we have no cycling, it basically won't cycle through the inputs even after like a minute, 2 minutes. We will have to cycle through the readings manually. So now I'm on CPU and it reads nothing. Let's say I want GPU only reading. It will be stuck on GPU reading and will only show the GPU reading on the screen. So right now we can see that my 2080 Ti is actually using only 10 watts at this moment, as of right now. The second menu is speed menu. So we're gonna long press on it. We can select how fast we want the OLED screen to refresh and show the readings. Basically, if we set it to 8, we will see that the reading will be very fast. Okay, so I finally started the test. We're now running 3D Mark 11 graphic test only. And you can hear my poor GPU cold whining. I don't know if that's the proper term, but either way, I wanted to show you how fast the reading is. The OLED screen refresh rate is right now. So now it's set to 8, I think. We're gonna set it to 2. and you will see that it will stay on 207 watts a lot longer than it did before. You could see before that the reading jumped on and off really fast, and now it's not doing it. So let's go to speed again. Let's set it to 8. Okay, it's done. And yeah, you can see it right now. So the next menu is ADDR, or at least should be, yeah. No, it's ROT. Okay. And ROT is only available on PMD-06 and later versions. Basically is used to reverse the reading. You can set it at 180 degrees rotation. So yeah, you basically can have the PMD upside down. It's not it's a quality of life thing. Let's see if I can set it properly now. Okay, it's set. So we're gonna run the test again. Okay, it wasn't even that bad, to be honest, but we're gonna run it again. Didn't finish in a while, should do it more. And oh yeah, okay, that was unexpected. The ADDR setting I was talking about before is present on the previous version of the PMD, that you can see it as a I2C connector or I2C. Basically it was used to set the I2C address on the PMD, because you had to connect it to an EVC to use it. This is now not needed. To be able to use it, you can just connect it through the USB to your computer and not do PMD, EVC and then computer. So you don't have to worry about it if you have a PMD USB. The averaging system. This is a new introduction. It's only available on the PMD USB. And what it does is basically set the averaging the average values displayed on the screen. So right now we're gonna go to average. We can have an average of 119 milliseconds. That should be the norm, I think. Okay, no, it's one option. The the timing sample set to none is equal to 29 microseconds. Then the 2ms is it's only 2 microseconds, and 119 microseconds is a bit faster, I think. Let's see how it works. Okay, so now it's very fast. What we're going to do now is change the averaging to 119 ms. Done. It should be a bit, yeah, it's a bit slower than it was previously. So the test is now done. The last two menus we're gonna have a look at are CAL, that stands for calibration. It is basically used to calibrate the power reading on the connectors. Basically you have to
perform this action only when the PMD is connected to nothing, because it will set that current reading as 0. If you're reading, let's say 100 watts right now, it will set that 100 watts reading as a starting point when it starts to read. So that when you reach 101 watts, it will read only 1 watt. I don't know if it was a great explanation, probably wasn't. You will understand it better than me. It's also written inside the PMD-USB manual. It's a data sheet. No, it's not really a manual. And I suggest you not to perform it when it's connected to something. So do not use it when it's connected to your PC, basically. So averaging, calibration, and store. Store is basically going to rewrite all the settings that you did input to the PMD onto its ROM, so it's memory, and basically you won't have to set them again the next time. It's a really easy setting. I'm not going to use it right now because I usually use it stock, so I have no problem with it. Now that I showed you all the menus and how the PMD actually works, it is really easy to use, as you can see. That's just it. Visit ElmorLabs.com to have a look at the PMD-USB and all our products. Same as the KTH-USB I sort of reviewed in the last video. And have a great day.